Hey everyone,
it's Cassie.
it's Espy. We're best friend-in-laws. We've got some shit to say.
I'm ready. Are you?
Hey bestie.
Hey there.
Welcome back.
So hot.
This episode is brought to you by
You
a
froze.
margarita. I
Are you?
can't help it. It has to happen.
Oh, okay.
The day that I've had, actually the last 48 hours that I've had, it is what it is.
Like it is what it is, huh? You're perfect. It's okay. You're a little bit of a perfectionist, but it's okay.
Is that water? Or are you joining
It
me?
is water. I'm on my drought time right now. But I did want to make a comment. I sent Daniel I had got this like a week or two ago, and I sent Daniel a video that says when I get my new Stanley, my trick, I just wash it and pretend like I've always had it. And he was like, "Is that what you do?" And I'm like, guilty. I don't wash it. I hide it behind the other.
It's like this was in the rack. I have no idea what you're talking about.
This was always back there with all my other cups. What do you mean? I've had this one.
Pulled it out of the cupboard. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. But washing it and start using it is a good idea.
Well, always out of the package, wash it.
Yeah.
I drink water all goddamn day like a freaking camel, and when I get home, holy water.
Yeah. It's okay.
This is the one from Canelo. It's really good.
I had some a margarita at Taco Bell this weekend. So
I literally need to figure out where this is at. I really need to go.
It's
and
Taco
have
Bell
me
Cantina.
A double-decker with a margarita on the side.
Let's go. Not this weekend, but next weekend. Oh, wait, you already booked that day.
You already know.
Soon. Call out on a Monday and we'll take a day drive.
Huh. Hey, I forgot to tell you that I have an update.
Oh, okay.
So rewind all the way back to when we did the mom who was charging.
Oh, that wrote into us, yeah.
No. The one who was charging the play dates.
Oh, yes, okay.
The $36 Venmo thing.
Mm-hmm. People are trying to normalize that still.
Yes, but I do have an update. I actually found out that, and I'm guilty. I feel like I'm a sucker for it. I fell for it, but apparently her whole site is satire, which is like the new jokes on you type thing, or I'm not being serious, but the content is so serious that you can't tell whether or not it's a joke.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Like, I would have absolutely fell for it. And I actually have seen other people who have started that train of saying like, oh, we should, life is getting expensive, economy is getting expensive, we should be charging blah, 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 blah. No, we did a poll. No one voted to charge for play dates except Jesse.
Of course they would.
Of course. Like, oh yeah, that seems fine.
Yeah.
He was the only one on the poll that said yes.
Yeah, I was actually my cousin sent me one, and she was like, "Can you believe this?" And it wasn't that lady, it was someone else. And so
yeah,
she was like, "This is like, no, we're not gonna normalize it." Like,
and that's the scary part is like, it can be completely trending, but it's not real. Like, I guess apparently her whole site, that girl in specific that we actually like reposted her TikTok, she is satire, which I guess is now the new meme.
Okay.
I guess. Have you seen the other video of the girl who it's like a news reporter interviewing her, and she's like, I'm here to fight for my job, that she's a CNA or a caretaker. She is not licensed, and she's taking care of an 87-year-old man.
Oh, and she found love with.
And the only thing I'm guilty of is falling in love with an
Mm,
87-year-old man and her, it's not my fault, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah. People believed her, and it was satire.
Wow.
So we now need to be very, very careful about the things that we're watching and like believing what we
I
see.
mean,
And
I
that's
really don't believe anything I see on social media. Really, I try not
that's
to.
that's the messed up part about the internet. Is like
Mm-hmm.
you can really get played.
Yeah. Well, that's why the show
So
Catfish makes so much money.
yeah,
You should watch that.
well, guilty because it got us. So
We got her more plays anyway. So
ah, I
maybe
was
she'll
heated.
maybe she'll follow us and give us some plays.
I was heated. I was like, no. Yeah. So anyways, speaking of the new lingos and trends and skibbity bullshit, I hate this stuff, I swear to you.
Oh, I
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, the new thing that I've heard is a phrase called pebbling.
What is
Have you
that?
Okay. So if you haven't heard about it yet, then the phrase pebbling, basically the definition of it is that, so you know how we were talking about the type of besties that we have, that we may not see each other every week, we may not talk on the phone, we may
Yeah, I
not
have those.
like link up, right? But we do send each other memes or like reels, and that's our new way of being like in communication with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently this is called pebbling. It has a whole
No,
phrase.
no.
And the phrase itself comes from the fact that penguins, like when they like someone or like they're trying to mate, you know how birds do like
Yeah,
a crazy
they have
dance or whatever,
penguins have one mate for life.
but when they want to find this person, like when they're starting to like reach out to someone, they bring them little pebbles. So it's like, I love you and I'm thinking about you. Here's my pebble, here's my meme, here's my reel.
Wow.
Yes. So I was thinking about like, I guess it actually came from like cuz teenagers do it a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and my teenagers do that to me. Like we may not like love on each other and hug and I love you so much and blah blah blah, blah, but they do send me memes. They do send me reels.
So they're giving you pebbles. They're
Hmm.
pebbling you.
I mean, when we do it to like our husbands, we're
Yeah,
like,
but
"Did you
we
see that
talk
video
to
I sent
them.
you today?" And he's like, "Which one?"
I know, huh? Not anymore. I'm slowing down on that.
Yeah, I
My
mean,
mom,
go
my
ahead.
mom does a no social media, like no TikTok, Instagram, like all week,
Monday through Friday.
Monday to Friday. So she
Okay.
only gets on social media on the weekends.
That makes sense. I like that.
hmm
Except my life now revolves around social media.
I know. I
It's
know.
a little harder. I mean, my 9 to 5, I almost can't even pull my phone out
Yeah.
to text people back. But and then when I get home, I'm doing my little gems and shit. But I do have to stay on top of the social media, the trends, the freaking reels and audios, and
Yeah.
this is no joke. It's a whole nother job.
Yeah.
So I mean, well, that sounds great. This little break from recording has been a way, I guess, to put my phone down, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
that's good for her, though. People
Yeah.
are starting up like book clubs, different
She's like
things
you.
to.
She puts on. She's in her like scrapbooking era right now, and something else. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm just
We
trying to find
crafting.
time. And I'm like, you want to craft for me?
She have like a little craft room, craft area.
Well, they have an office. Like, it's just her and her wife. So it's like they have their
Jealous.
upstairs and then they have like an office and like
Mm,
it has books and plants and they both have
yeah,
like little desk in there and
I'm jelly.
it's pretty nice.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And it's only ever the highest 69 there. That's the
Jesus.
highest.
You talking about
Yeah,
inside or outside?
outside.
Oh, jeez. Both. Jealous of both.
Yeah. When we were there this weekend, I mean, we took a hike and I was like, it's pretty warm, but it was just because the sun was like beaming on us.
No
But as soon
cloud.
as we got over, like up the mountain, we were right there, like ocean. So it was like you had the ocean breeze. So
Mm-hmm.
it was still very, like, it was okay. I found out I'm not really a hiker.
I was proud of you for going.
Yeah. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have made it to the top if it wasn't for Daniel.
He pushed you.
He was like, "Babe, I believe in you. You can do this." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna turn around. You go up there, baby. I will root for
Teacher.
you." But no, he came. He was like kind of ahead of me. He came next to me, and then like, was like, "You got it, babe. Come on, you can do it." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, babe, for believing me."
Was it
So
worth it?
it was worth it. The view was really nice, and it was worth it.
Okay,
I think I
then.
FaceTime you and you were like, "Enjoy your time. Hang up with me."
Well, yeah, I mean, I gotta be the one to push you.
Yeah,
Look
but
out there. Don't look at me.
but it was nice.
What's up? You want to say howdy? You got a peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom.
I think he likes the new setup. I do miss having
Okay.
you in front of me.
I know it's kind of like I'm like, oh, this is nice,
It's different.
but it's
We
okay.
don't have to do it like this every time, but it is nice. It's
Yeah, it
different.
is nice. But how was the rest of your weekend? I know you were dog sitting.
It was fine. It was fine. Did a lot of cleaning around the house. That's about it. Hibernating from the heat. Don't plan on going
Yeah,
outside for nothing. So, when's your next hike?
I don't know. Honestly, we're going back beginning August, and there's a different one that's like same amount of miles, but like it's called Easy,
Uh-huh.
and I might take the kids on
Let
that
me see if I can find
one.
it. So, I use a website because every time that we go out of town, we try to find like a trail or something to do
Is it All
while we're
Trails?
there.
That's what I use.
Yes, yes, all
Yeah.
trails. And you can actually make sure that it is like review it. Review it and make sure the people who have gone before will tell you whether or not it's easy, it's hard, what kind of shoes you need to have, is it dog friendly,
Yeah. Well, luckily, like this one my mom went on, but what she didn't tell us is there's two entrances
or where to get off.
and where to get off.
Yeah.
So we went the hard way, the more advanced way,
Hmm.
you would say,
Yeah.
compared to the way that had like a trail and stairs. And I didn't download the app. I just literally like used it off Google and I like picked one. I was like, this one. And I was like, this one's nice. And it's only like literally you turn out of my mom's neighborhood, get on the freeway, next stop. Like, but I didn't
Pay
know.
close attention.
Yeah, I didn't close. You know me, I'm not like a researcher.
Always read the reviews.
I hate reading.
I use that site a lot though. That's the one that we did when we used that for the Hetch Hetchy up in
Mm-hmm.
Yosemite, Los Osos out on the coast. That one's really nice. What else did we use it for? Muir Beach up north. That one's really
Mm.
nice.
Yeah, this
It's really
next one's
good.
called Devil's Ridge or something, but
That does not
it's
sound like it's for beginners.
it is. It says it's easy, and my mom even said it's easier than the one that I did. And if
The
she
last time
can
we
do
were
them, then I can.
the last time we were in LA, I used it because I wanted to see how to get to the spot that Kobe's helicopter crashed in.
Oh yeah.
And because we were there and it was around like the anniversary of it, and we were down to go, except for after reading a couple of people's reviews, and I even like cross reference with like Instagram and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The memorial is not there anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
originally everybody was talking about like, oh, there's this bronze statue that commemorates like where it happened and blah blah blah. Come to find out, this bronze statue was like yay high. People were taking people were taking pictures of it and making it look like it was a massive statue because, perspective is everything. And it's not the easiest hike. And you actually have to go through a private community to get there.
Yeah.
So it just wouldn't have been worth it. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not something that we really want to visit. So I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Someday they'll actually put something out there like to commemorate him. But it was fine. It's because we went to go see the statue in front of like
Yeah, I was like,
the
they have
house.
the statues at the crypto, right? Isn't it called crypto now?
Yeah. We took pictures there. But you know how they are. I mean, I was with my 2 basketball heads, so I thought I
Yeah.
could give them a little bit of extra.
I mean, you had a suite, so you
It
went
was a
to that
special
game.
occasion.
That's what I'm saying. It was a special occasion. So you did all the gold stars.
We really, really want to do it again.
Yeah.
I'm down to go back to. I like the Golden State Warriors where they play at because
Mm-hmm.
it's literally across the street from the ocean. So the views were amazing.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
We'll go back there one day.
I haven't been to a basketball game ever, so
Me too. And I had a lot of fun. And now that I'm learning all the rules, it's a lot of fun.
oh yeah. I'll just
I have
go.
to.
I'll go for the food. I'm a big foodie.
Woo!
Literally, when
Very
we
cool.
went to the Giants game, I was like, "Ooh, I want to try this. I want to try this." But that doesn't always happen with my tiny tummy.
Gotta have someone to share it with.
I know. Not everyone likes to share. Like, I'm jealous of my brother and like sister-in-law. Like, they literally always share, and they makes them get their other choices, like more than one thing. But
I
Daniel and
told
I
you.
don't have the same palate, so we want to try and eat different things,
Compromise or get kids' meals.
right? Um, so I wanted to ask about your BRCA testing because I have some people that are interested in getting that done.
Surely.
So I want to know the
So,
process or more of like your background about it.
yeah. So, the BRCA test is BRCA. It actually doesn't stand for anything like individual letters. It's breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
You think it would go a little further than that, but it's literally breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So, BRCA comes in a couple of different um, results. You're either BRCA1 or BRCA2. You're either negative or positive. But basically, what it is it's a genetic test that you can either get like swabbed or blood test. And I did blood test, but the point is to see whether or not there is a glitch in your genetics that can cause breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a long time thought that breast cancer was just an anomaly
Mm-hmm.
and that it was like, oh shit, random, I got breast cancer.
Yeah, like environmental.
What people didn't know is that there is a dormant gene that you can carry and pass along that can actually activate and become breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So, the 2 different types, type 1 actually carries a lot stronger and if not found quickly, like breast cancer starts really early at like age 20. Um,
Mm-hmm.
BRCA2 affects your breast, your uterus, and your ovaries. And breast cancer can come a little bit later in life, like 30 and 40 plus, which is still
Okay.
very young.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah. So a question would be um that I was thinking of. So dormant,
Hmm.
meaning like when did that become more of a like people knowing it's dormant and
So
compared to like the testing?
Yeah. So I think because they started to figure out if you can link together, like, how the heck does a mom, a daughter, and a sister or a sibling, how does this whole family just happen to have breast cancer? Like, what
Mhm.
are the odds? What are the chances, right? And how can is there something we can do to find out sooner so we can possibly take action before it can become cancer? And that's how I ended up going through all that I went through, was because it was a preventative way to stop the gene before. I mean, obviously I can't stop the gene, but was to stop anything bad from happening before it could happen.
Mhm.
Um in my family, originally what had happened was my dad's sister, who happens to be the oldest of all the women,
Mhm.
she had breast cancer in one breast. And
Mhm.
then she chose to go ahead and just have it removed. She did do chemo to make sure that they had gotten everything out, but she did choose to have it removed. And within a year later, it had came back on the other side.
Mhm.
And it was like, where did this even come from, right? Like, no one in our family had had cancer like that, yet alone for it to come back and be aggressive. That was weird.
Yeah.
Um, and there was a point in my life where I was having some pains and some lumps, and it was kind of like, well, do you have any family history? And I mentioned that my dad had it, and at what age, and this and that. And my OBGYN had basically said, well, there is a test that we can do, and it doesn't hurt to try. And I went and did it. I had a blood test. My insurance magically covered it, which is very rare. Not a lot of insurances will cover it, or it might be really expensive out of pocket. Um, my test came back positive, and it came back positive for BRCA2. And so the next question was, who else does this affect? And I am one of four daughters,
Mhm.
technically. And so I reached out to my sisters and I had told them, like, this is what's happening. It's it's kind of like when you sleep with someone and you have to be like, hey, listen, I tested positive for
I yeah. You better
it's
go.
cool.
I got the chlamydia. You gotta go. You got the clap. You gotta
You might
go
want to get tested.
get it.
So it's kind of like having an awkward conversation of like that, because how do you tell someone you love that, by the way, I have this gene that might cause cancer, and since we're related, you might want to go get tested.
Yeah.
And so I had one sister who was like, absolutely, let me go. And my doctor had mentioned that because we're in such close relation, her insurance should pay for it.
Mhm.
So she went, but because we're only half sisters, we have different mothers, she tested negative.
Yeah.
So the idea was like, okay, well, maybe that's still kind of like a fluke. Like, we're only 50% genetically matched. So
Yeah.
that was like, all right, well, I don't know who else to ask. I reached out to all my aunts, my
Mhm.
paternal aunts, all my dad's sisters, and they
Mhm.
did not act on it. They were not interested. They didn't want to test. So then I told my mom, well, I have this going on, blah, blah, blah. How about you ask and see, like, if you can get tested, and we'll kind of figure it out. I mean, what are the odds? It's either your mom or your dad.
Yeah.
So, my mom, I was seeing Dr. Delosier,
Yeah. But
and
didn't sorry not to interrupt, but didn't you
Mhm.
tested a years before your mom got tested, or how soon was that?
within months, it was
Okay.
all within the same 6-month period. And my mom went and had her genetic test done, and it tested positive. So it was kind of like weird, because it was like, well, so I can carry breast cancer on both sides of my
Side.
family?
Mhm.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, right? Like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Um, but so once my mom found out that she was BRCA positive, BRCA2 positive, she immediately told her two sisters and my grandma, this is what's happening. You might want to go get tested. Da 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 da. Um, my cousin, my only female cousin
Mhm.
on my mom's side, went and got tested, and she is positive. So goes to show you, it's definitely in my mom's genetics.
Mhm.
Um, a Within a month or two after her finding out that she was BRCA2 positive, went and told her doctors, her primaries, blah blah blah. They got her
Mhm.
in for her annual mammogram,
Mhm.
and she found out that she had breast cancer.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like we had a good enough warning system that it kind of like triggered all of her doctors to respond because of her
Mhm.
age.
Yeah.
And I think if she would have waited for her annual to come back around again, because they basically bumped it up faster,
Yeah.
I don't know what have I don't know how much worse it would have been
Ben,
of a
yeah.
situation, but it was fast enough for them to react.
Mhm.
And she immediately was like, I don't want to do chemo, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, like just take it off.
Yeah.
So the thought process was she's going to go through with it. Obviously, she has cancer, so she's more important.
Mhm.
Um, and to go through the reconstruction. And after she's done and healed, I'm going to go ahead and go through with it. So that way I
Yeah.
helped her recover. She can help me recover.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
Who's, you got something going on?
Well, like um I've had lump in my breast that I've had to get removed, size of like what is it? A baseball almost one time.
Holy.
And that's when I was like younger, close to like 18. Um yeah, I was like 18, 17. And then my great grandma passed away from breast cancer, which is but no one else has had it since. And so they've always said growing up, oh, it was environmental.
hmm
And um I just tell my family like I just don't believe that. Like
hmm
like you said, it was like they are finding out it's genetic. It was somewhere in your body. Unfortunately, like my grandma never got tested, and that's something we want to kind of do as she's getting older. Um, so I want to start that process because if she gets tested and she's positive, that can help my mom. My mom, we're a family of a lot of girls. We don't
Yeah.
have a lot of boys in our family. I mean, my oldest son was the second, boy after my cousin. He's 21
hmm
recently this past year, and my son's 10. But
hmm
he was the
That's a,
first. Yeah.
yeah,
So my
that's
grandma had
crazy.
3 girls. They've had girls.
hmm
My cousin that's 21, Joseph, he was the only boy until my son was born, till Aiden.
hmm
So, I just, for
It's a lot of
precautions,
girls to look out for.
yeah. And like you said, insurance don't cover it. So if she doesn't get tested,
hmm
um,
It's kind of
then
a
her
trickle down
daughters
effect.
won't
You
get
have,
tested, and then her
hmm
granddaughters can't get tested, and then we have to wait till it's too late.
yeah.
And I do know, um, it's just there's a lot. You never know. And um I said, like, I have things that I always have to monitor. Me, I'm always like following up with my doctors for this. I'm always, it's
Yeah.
not for the kids, it's for myself.
Which is
Um
good. Not a lot of girls want to go to the doctor, so this is good.
yeah. So, I mean, I get follow-up ultrasounds annually because of my history with having um which they call them cysts. They're
Mhm.
benign cysts
Been
that I get in my breast. But there's that chance it might not be.
yeah, and they're painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, um, I recommend at least starting there or at least having the conversation with your doctor and seeing whether or not that's an option considering the family history. And it also depends on like the age that she had the cancer, but I mean it still does not hurt to ask. You can always bring up the fact that, hey, I heard about this. Like, is this something, I know that there's a test available? Like, what can we do to see if we qualify?
Mhm.
Um, I had an experience when I was pregnant with Isaac that um annually you get your paps, and it should be a normal thing. Well, when I found out that I was pregnant, I actually found out with that pap, because they pap you when you're pregnant,
Yeah.
um, that I was carrying cervical cancer cells.
Mhm.
But there was nothing I can do about it because I was pregnant. So I had
Yeah.
to wait until the end of my pregnancy, and I was having a pap every trimester, I guess.
Yeah.
And every single time they pat me, the cells grew and they grew and they grew. And so by the
Mhm.
time that I had Isaac, it was like, you get 2 weeks to recover and you're coming back.
Yeah.
So as soon as I had him, sure enough, I went and I had most of my cervix removed, which later turned into having my tubes removed, which later turned into having everything removed.
Removed. Yeah.
By the time that I was BRCA positive, I was like, take it out. Like, take everything out. I have too much to live for. I have 2 kids. Like,
Mhm.
they need a mother. I need to just get rid of it. I am not comfortable to say that I was done having kids, but it was a decision that I needed to make to take care of the 2 that I had.
Mhm.
So, I just reduced my odds as much as I possibly could.
Yeah.
Take it all out. Who cares? It is what it is. Hence why I am premenopausal.
The
In case
hormones
people
are real.
just looped all the way back around from last episode.
Right? I know.
Yes, I'm always open and willing to talk about it. I like to educate, whatever I
Mhm.
can possibly do to get the information out there. It's not a
Yeah.
lot of people that know about it, but everybody knows about breast cancer.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about breast cancer. Fuck cancer.
Mhm.
But no one knows how to prevent it. And
Yeah.
one of the things
Or
you
if
can
they're willing
do,
to.
right? I mean, one of the things you can do is get a mammogram. Schedule your mammogram. Don't be afraid of it. It hurts for like 2 seconds. Just get it
Mhm.
over with, get your mammograms, do your self check. You'll see on my personal page every first of the month, I'm Feel on the First. I'm a big advocate of Feel on the
Mhm.
First. And if you have history of cancer in your family, whether it be uterine, which actually my mom's mom had uterine cancer, but they said that it didn't count because she was already 80 when she had it. But who knows? It's too late. I can't have my grandma tested. So
Yeah.
it might have been a part of it.
Yeah.
But it also is, now it's like, well, okay, is it from my grandma or is it from my grandpa? Well, I don't have either grandparent now.
Yeah.
But I do have a female cousin on my grandpa's side who has had breast cancer multiple times. I don't know that she's ever been tested,
Yeah.
but it could be a route of where it comes from, might be from my grandpa's side. Or last final thought is, since I've been tested, just heads up for all the people who are listening, since I've been tested and all of the women in my family have been tested, my mom and her 2 sisters have all had breast cancer.
Mhm.
But we were
Yes.
able to do something about it before, or it got as bad as it possibly could have gotten.
That is true. There.
Yeah.
I'll help your family fight whatever they need to fight.
I have a bunch of stubborn women. They fight their own fights.
I think I want to do like ancestry. Is it called ancestry?
Ancestry.
Yes. I want to do my
Hmm.
family tree. Um over the weekend my mom showed me, she did like her DNA test. And so it showed like her roots, like every percentage of what she is.
Hmm.
She was laughing. She's like, I'm whiter than white. Um, but coming to it, she was saying that she's actually related to a king.
Nice.
Um and we were like laughing because it's like way, way down. But for her to go that back, like I want to do
Yeah,
something like that and
it's
find
fun.
out, things. And it was
Hmm.
King Henry.
No way.
It was like King
That's
Henry.
dope. Which
Um
one?
I don't know. I'll have to have her send me a photo.
I'm such a nerd for royal families.
But it makes me want to do it. Um, I thought it was. I keep making fun of her, because she was like, all like that night we were at Taco Bell or whatever, and we're like, okay, Mrs. She's like, do you know who I'm related to?
Do you even know who I am, bitch?
And I was like, okay, Miss King Arthur. And she was like, no, it's King Henry.
That's Princess, bitch.
But it was just so funny because it made me want to be like, wow, I want to do mine. Like I know my family, but it's
Mhm.
like, who do I know past that? And I know someone. I actually think you can find my family on there because I think someone in our family like does it. So I most of it will be like already there.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm just kind of interested in doing that because I want my kids to like have that.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, many, many years ago, me and my sister that's in Sacramento, we did it together. She had like a BOGO coupon for it because it was like really barely coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Um the 21 and Me or something
21 and
like
Me, yeah.
that. Yeah, and then ancestry.com. We did the ancestry.com. Um and like I said, there was like a promo code that, like invite your family, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And so we did it together, but again, we're also half
Half
sisters.
sisters.
So our results were completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But it was
Yeah.
interesting to see, and I think I would want to do it again with a different company, only because I felt like ancestry.com, you kind of have to fill in the blanks yourself. So
Yeah.
like it'll tell you like so who are you, where were you born, what date, whatever. And then it'll go like fill out the information for your mom and dad. So you kind of have to already know the history of your family before you even get started.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll rack up like um public information, so usually your birth certificate, your mailing addresses, things like that, I will already come up. I think it does like death registry, um some basic public knowledge will be on there. But I feel like I want something that's gonna be like, here's my DNA, you tell me what it is. Because I
Yeah.
don't want to have to fill in the blanks by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see if the results are any different.
You have to see what website she uses. I don't know if that's the direct website she uses. All I know is she was like, look,
Mhm.
scrolling all the way back. And she was like, King Arthur. Or King
Mine, Henry.
Henry. See, I keep saying Arthur.
Respect his name.
King Henry is her great, 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 great uncle or
Yeah.
something.
Um, Mine came with like a really cool like map of like all the different areas that I'm from
Mm-hmm.
genetically, regionally, or whatever.
Regionally, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
wonder what
know
mine would
that
be.
but again, because I filled out most of the stuff, I guess I don't know if it also takes like that plus your DNA.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a lot of Spanish, which I already knew that my grandfather is Sicilian, so I already knew that part.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm just a basic old Mexican girl.
Yeah. See,
All my
I
stuff
don't
comes from
know.
South Texas.
And I don't have any full siblings. So
Well,
like
same.
like I said, if I did any testing and my siblings did it, we would all have like different stuff.
Yeah.
Because I mean, our parents are all from somewhere. Like my sister parents are from like Texas, Mexico, my dad's Texas, Mexico, my family somewhere down the line, obviously Mexico and my mom's family, but the Native American side, like I wonder if I took it how much of my native would come up or how much of my
Hmm.
dad's, Mexican side would come up.
Yeah. Shockingly, I have no native.
Yeah.
I'm just brown.
Browner than me.
I have a lot of South Texas, which I already know. Like, I already know where all my family comes from. That's why I'm saying, like, I want to do something different. I think the 21 and Me, I think that, I might be wrong, but I think that one does more of like, um, finding whether or not, I don't think it does BRCA, but it does stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
Like, um,
Well, that's how people find their siblings though.
mm-hmm. Or you
They
can also do that.
that
What's that one that you can find out whether or not like you're lactose or allergic to chicken or
that's 23andMe Health.
I thought there
There's
was one more.
Heritage, my Heritage DNA for ancestry. I can't say that word for the life of me.
Do you
But
ever think that because the courts can ask to reference the DNA websites to link you to a crime, do you think that's true?
yes, I think it's true. But I don't have anything to worry about.
Just drop my hair everywhere.
I don't even leave DNA anywhere.
Ooh. She has no fingertips.
Honestly, I get so many finger pokes in my fingers. Your DNA, your fingertips always change. Yeah. But that is interesting. I think that's something I want to do. I was looking at the 23andMe is only $79.
Sometimes they go and sell around Christmas time.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
like to gift them.
I know. That's how
You
my
never know.
mom, well, that's what my mom and her wife did, and that's when they got theirs back. And I was like,
See?
I'm gonna
It's
tell
fun.
her in her Christmas list that she has, to put that for me.
I like experiences.
She wouldn't let me look at it.
Your Christmas list
Well,
or her DNA?
my mom was showing me like her new planner
Mm-hmm.
and all these things on her computer. And she's like, look, you can make these little notes and blah, blah, blah. And then there's like, she's like this one, the Christmas list. And she goes, wait. And I'm like, 31. What are you going to
She's
surprise
really
me
good
with?
at her Christmas stuff,
Oh,
though.
yeah, she
Like,
is.
she's already done shopping.
Yeah, she normally is done. Like, she's done really early in the year. And I like her gifts because she'll always do like a group gift for the kids or, something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And like for us, I mean, she gave us our first air fryer, so all thanks to her, I'm an air fryer person. But another quick note, she says that her and her wife do this thing, and now it's popping up all over my phone card called Partner. Have you heard of it? It's an app called Partner, and you and your partner download it, and you guys take like a test almost. And it's not so much like compatibility, but it's like it shows like how you guys answer things almost in a way. But
Mm-hmm.
every day it sends you a question and you guys
Okay.
both answer it. And you can't see the answer until like both of you respond. And you can both
Okay.
see the answer. And my mom says they do that like every day. Um
Like
she's
a
like,
relationship builder or something like that.
yeah, like just to keep it going, like we have busy lives, or
Mm-hmm.
I mean, um Haley was gone for a whole like month almost because she was helping her family fight actually cancer.
Mm.
Um so now that she's was gone, or their schedules sometimes don't always align, I think that's cool. And my mom's like, even if you like still see your partner every morning, every day, like it's cool the questions that they come up because they're like almost like conversation starters again when you feel like sometimes you get stuck in the routine of like, how's your day? Oh, good. Cheese mate. Okay. This is the
Mm-hmm.
schedule. And like, it's good to like do that. And I was like, oh, that's really
Yeah.
interesting.
I think that's funny because like on my way home from work, he was already home, and so I called him and I was like, "Well, what do you want for dinner?" It's the
Hmm.
same question every single day. What do you want for dinner? And it kind of went like quiet for like a I don't know, like what do you want for dinner, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And then it was like at the same time we're like, just stop at the store for a rotisserie chicken and we'll make some chicken quesadillas.
Yeah.
Like word for word. I was like, did we really just say that at the same time?
Yeah.
We do that a lot, though. Yeah, maybe I'll look into that.
Yeah. I
We'll
think
see
I'm
if
going to
that
look into
works.
it just because I'm like, oh, this is just fun to do, just to try,
If
you
they
know,
comply,
I'm sure.
you're
If
like,
they
you left me on red.
honestly, I know.
Hmm.
Because it's my mom says that like sometimes you get the anxiety. You're like, I wonder what they're gonna put. Like, you know.
Start a
But
whole ass fight.
I know,
You
huh?
were supposed to say this.
Yeah, You were supposed to say the best quality about me is no, just no, but
No, but that's kind of nice.
she says it asks questions like memories, like what's your favorite like memory you've had and between this time span. Like it doesn't say our whole relationship, like it
Hmm.
gives you like things or like, So it's like, oh, that seems interesting.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Never
cool.
tried. Might try the free week trial.
So back to the whole cancer topic. I really want to just make it clear that my feelings about it is whether or not you are currently going through cancer, whether you have beaten and survived cancer, whether you are what I am, which is a previvor, meaning that I've taken the preventative steps to survive what
Mm-hmm.
could have happened. I feel that each level of that should be respected as what it is.
Yes.
Because when we were going through it, me and my mom, I felt like because my mom didn't go through chemo or, like she only had the complete, like, bilateral
Reconstruction. Yeah.
mastectomy
Yeah.
with reconstruction, like, she just was like, screw it, take it, don't want it. If that's what'll help, I don't even want it to risk it that it's on this side and it could be on this side. Like, just take it.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like because she didn't have any of the physical signs of cancer or the chemo look or anything like that, I felt like it just, I don't know. It didn't seem like there was a lot of compassion for her. Well, she truly struggled day to day.
Her body
With the,
changed. Her body went
yes,
through a lot. I mean, I've seen it.
yeah. She had a lot of big ups and downs. She went through a lot of depression at that time, and there was no one there for her. Like, what happened? I don't
Yeah.
understand. Her her inner circle was not there for her, and
Yeah.
that bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
I can I try to just, like, I let it go, like, that's fine. What I did, I put myself through. Um and I knew what I was signing up for, and I was okay with that, and I have to live with things that still bother me today. I have to look at the scars, I have to do all of that. While I
Mm-hmm.
did not have cancer, I still did it to myself, and I signed up for that, and that's fine. This way that I can use my story to help other people. But I felt like when others who did suffer and struggle and go through chemo had parties in their honor and everybody wore the pink ribbon and no
Yeah.
one did that for my mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
It's what, just my little sprinkle of sense in there.
Yeah.
Everybody should be entitled to that
Everyone
respect.
is, yeah. And everyone should be, no matter, like you said, you took precautions to survive later to be where you are today. Because if you
Yeah.
didn't take those precautions in 30 years, what would you be going through or your kids?
Yeah.
Or between now and then when you had him and the cells were just growing every trimester,
Yeah.
you had to
Everybody's
do
fight looks different.
everyone's fight looks different. Mm-hmm.
So you never know what somebody's going through, and I just feel like everybody should be allowed to have that time and need the support when they're going through something. Whether we talk about it, whether we don't talk about it, like, lift each other up as women, at least.
Yeah.
Spread love.
Wow,
It's the margarita.
this was a fun episode.
But I'm totally open to anybody who has any questions. You want me to loop back around on something? Did I leave something out? Is there more that you want to know?
Reach out
I'm
to
here
us,
for it.
and if you don't have support, we'll support you. If you need
Oh,
someone, we got you.
we's here's. We's your besties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Bessie. You ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, I got kids that are still awake.
Until another week.
Yes.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another hour of our bullshit.
Make sure you follow us on all of our socials at bfil.podcast.
You can catch us every week on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Bye, besties!